welcome back to Trash Review. Today we are talking about Outlast Trials. It came out about 2 weeks ago. Um, Piggybacking off the highs of Outlast 1 and 2, people have high hopes for this game. Will it live up to their expectations? Well, we're here to tell you.
Yes, yes.
What do you think about it?
Very fun, very fun. It obviously it plays mostly the same as the games, but I actually enjoy. My favorite thing about a horror game, as always, is one, if you can play with your friends, and two, if it has proximity chat. Those are the only two things you need to make a good multiplayer horror game. It's the only two things, and it hits the mark. Incredibly fun. I mean, God, I mean, obviously, it's I like the way as the Outlast series is. I like the way it's not very unrealistically horrifying in a way. Obviously, they have their big scary ghosts and stuff, but it's in this game it's more about being a mental, or not even a mental. I don't know really a test lab. You're a lab rat. You're a lab rat.
Yeah.
You are in the game. You are I would say I mean, does it ever say you're like a junkie homeless man, and they hand out flyers for people who are in need of help, and as a kind of like a homeless shelter or a rehabilitation center, they say they are, and you go in there and you get fucked. You get fucked over by these sick and twisted people. That's all I'll say about it. I'll let you experience the story for yourself. So the gameplay. So you and up to three of your friends can go around and you'll complete these the levels. They are I don't really know how to describe them. They're incredibly kind of like fetch quest. Yeah, fetch quest. But you have to do these death trials while also being chased around by. Sometimes it's just crazy inmate, sometimes it's some other big dude, and sometimes it's a lady with a bird for a hand. A mechanical bird as well, which is, it fucking stabs you and shit. So very, very fun. So the game is gameplay wise, so you'll be running around, you have items you can pick up for healing, and then obviously the biggest thing in the Outlast game is the night vision. You will have to find batteries to charge your night vision, and your night vision is drilled into your face as well. They have a little visor that they drilled into you so you can flip it up and down for night vision, so you can walk around and not be blind. The AI is quite advanced, I will say. They're pretty good at tracking you. They aren't, they're not like Alien Isolation good, but they do some fun tricks. My favorite one's been so far is where they pretend to be one of your friends, and then you walk up to them, and there's no response, and they stab you in the gut. I remember that happened. I remember that happened to me when I was playing with Tom over here. I was talking to him, and he was walking up to me, and I get a knife in my stomach. Incredibly fun. Another one, they have the healing item as well, just like in Resident Evil. They just have a healing juice, magic water, juice. Yeah, you're made out of moss apparently. You're not actually, but it's like water. The levels, there aren't many levels though. That's one thing. There aren't many levels. And the team is quite small, so there won't be much coming out every now for quite a while, most likely. My favorite thing about the game is the hub world. My favorite mini game, the arm wrestling. Arm wrestling is so fucking fun. Me and Tom have done about 20 matches so far. The little spamming at the at the start, it's this is gonna be easy, I'm gonna beat you, and then that final circle and it spins around and it's one tiny little thing, and you're ever so desperately trying to hit it and you fuck up and you have to restart. We've had a lot of screaming matches over that so far, and I feel like we're going to continue to do so.
I'd like to say, from a graphical point of view, this game is very impressive. Compared to the other Outlast entries, which had more of a kind of like an indie feel to it, like a AAA indie feel to this. This one does feel more in line with your recent Resident Evil games and the upcoming Silent Hill game. The graphics are very high quality, polished. You know, it's very impressive for such a small team. But yeah, no, it just from a graphical, I mean, it runs smoothly, the game, for like technical standpoints. I run this shit on my PC. It's able to easily run 90 frames plus
Yeah,
on max
even
settings.
on consoles,
So
for a team as small as they are, I will say they've done a very impressive job keeping the servers actually running. A lot of AAA studios can't say that now, which is quite embarrassing. So not a single I haven't had a single time I've crashed so far. You know, the frames are always a constant, and the graphics look really good, which is quite good because the game is incredibly gory. You know, which is up to standard with the other Outlast games. They are fucking disgusting. It's like Saw. You have to go in and find keys in people's entrails. It's fucking awesome, but not for the faint of heart. I will say I am kind of grossed out by it at times. The level design I quite enjoy as well. You know, it's mostly kind of the standard yet again for the Outlast games. It's like kind of nurseries and medical bays and fucking creepy old houses. And I kind of like that they've gone a bit of a slightly different direction there with all these like mannequins fucking everywhere. That's a bit cool. It's a bit different. Anyway, what was you gonna say, Tom?
I was gonna say, I'm sure many people want to know how scary this video game is, and whilst it's not, I wouldn't say it's as scary as the previous Outlast games. It is definitely up there. Like I said, just like any other Outlast game, it builds on the fact of jump scares, the fact that you literally have nothing to defend yourself and rely solely on hiding. It builds that fear of tension and dread when you're being stalked and hunted by the killers.
There are obviously not as not like traditional way of defending yourself. You do have items that defend yourself, so obviously it does, it does stop the fear a little bit. But I mean, even when you're playing with friends, things are never going to be as scary. But you can still scream like a bitch. I screamed like a bitch. It's really fun. But yeah, obviously it's not going to be as scary as like a single player game when you're running away from some big giant pig man and scary ghosts and pedophiles and religious people, the most scary of all.
Have you got anything else you want to say on the game before we give it a review? Give it in a wonderful tier
I
list.
think the game it can go pretty far if the updates can be in a timely fashion. If they can keep the updates up, make more levels, because that is one thing, there aren't many levels to the game, and it can get kind of repetitive. The levels themselves, they're all right. They are scary, but when it's an objective-based game, it can get quite repetitive. So I think if they want to add more content to the game, that they should try different styles of levels.
I also would like them to expand more on the hub world.
Mini games.
More games. Obviously, you also get perks and stuff like that. Having different perks and all these things would also be very cool to come with future updates. Just don't let the game die. Is what we're saying. Don't do a
Payday 3. Yes, please, for the love of Payday. But
because it's a very unique concept, a multiplayer horror live action game. I don't think not live action, live service. I don't think there's any other games like it, which is cool. Hopefully it continues as well. Now, where do you think the video game belongs? Outlast the Trials.
Good question. I'd say more in the our upper tier so far. It has great potential if they can.
Where I'm gonna suggest is pretty good room for improvement, up there with Power World.
I don't know. I feel like putting it in the same thing as Power World's a bit. Obviously, Power World's also a great game. By no means is it bad, but I don't know. It's such a good and polished game. No, server problems. I feel like that's. It feels like it's not asking for a lot, but that is very big for for games nowadays. Have running servers.
I think I just think for the like it is a good game, but like we said, it just needs more missions, a little bit more content. Just needs to continue to be updated, and it could be up there. But I think at the moment, pretty good. Room for improvement is solid. I mean, for it's 33 quid, so like $37. It's a pretty good for what is in the game. But like if you're comparing it to stuff like Helldivers on our list, there is definitely room for
I
improvement.
guess, yeah, that is very true. To be fair, with Helldivers has now set a new standard for most games. So yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, I think good room for improvement is a solid place. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you did enjoy today's trash review episode thing, then please do like and subscribe. We have got some pretty big things coming for this channel. 3 big reviews.
We are looking forward to them, and we really hope that you will enjoy them. We want to put as much effort as we can into these videos coming up, for your viewing pleasure, of course. And all we can ask of you is to please keep watching and subscribe if you're not.
We'll give you a little teaser of to what one of them is. First thing coming out, as suggested by one of our comments, is to do a review retrospective on Glitter.
Thank you.
And oh boy, is that something.
Thank you very much, commentator. You have changed the face of this channel forever.
And, well, thank you very much. Goodbye.